I'm here with Dayanna from iello Games, and it's funny because we were taking bets on how you guys pronounce the name of the company, and they were like, is it iello? And I was like, well, everything's yellow.
Are you ready for the answer?
Yes.
You're right.
Yes. So yeah, we're here at Origins, and we're here for just a kind of a casual Q&A to hear more about you guys, and we also want you guys to know about Stack Up and who we are as well. But first, we'll get started with you.
Sure.
And tell us just a little bit about your company, what you got going on, some of the top games you got out right now, or
Sure.
things that may be releasing soon. So
iello was started in 2008 in Nancy, France. So our headquarters is actually in France.
Okay.
And iello USA was created as a subdivision of iello because the US market was basically exploding. The love for board games was really
Absolutely,
intense
yeah.
and growing, and so we wanted to appeal to the market. We wanted to launch a series of games also dedicated to the US market. So we actually started back in the day, we started as just a distributor. What happened is that we really got into the games at one point with like Richard Garfield. I think it was like 2010 that we were saying, oh wow, like we love this part of it too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and start publishing our own games.
Okay, yeah.
And then the US division started as well, and then we've been publishing our own games ever since. And King of Tokyo was the first game.
that's the one game that I definitely have played of you guys, and it's fun.
And Richard Garfield has worked with us on other games too. So Bunny Kingdom is another one, and they're all award-winning games. We really, have grown our passion. Our mission at iello is always to keep it fun, to make sure that everybody can play, as many people as possible. So inclusion is really big with us, and just spreading the love of board games. We really love connecting with our fans, who are our family at the end of the day. And for us, it's just creating that continuous connection and making sure that our story comes out as a voice and a connection to the games that we have. So story and visuals definitely need to be in line.
I mean, board games in general are about fun, but you guys definitely kick that up a notch. Even with King of Tokyo, at first glance, you may think that it's geared a little more towards the younger generation, but then you get to play it. There's actually, there's strategy to it. They're very fun, in-depth games, but you guys have quite a variety of games now.
And that's why I love working for iello, because it's not just for a specific series of groups.
Right.
It's meant for everybody to play.
Yeah.
And the concepts, like whether trading or strategic or whatever the case may be, we always like to make it fun.
So I'll tell you just a little bit about Stack Up, and then we can kind of go through and see just kind of what you got here. So Stack Up, we are a nonprofit organization that helps veterans and active duty military members through gaming. I would say we have a bigger presence in the video game realm, but gaming is becoming more and more popular, and we're finding that it has actually really been helping a lot of us that are struggling with maybe reintegrating into society or dealing with some bad experiences. Gaming helps you work through that, especially tabletop games. They help that human interaction. So what we do, we've got my wife Melissa is behind the camera right now, but what we do, we lead a local chapter of Stack Up. We call them the Stacks. So they're local volunteer-led chapters. While we do have a huge online presence, the local chapters are to get veterans together and maybe come out of your cave a little bit and hang out with other people and play games or volunteer, just hang out. So that's what we've been doing. Along those lines, in my experience, I've been overseas, games have really helped. So my question is, if there was one game that you would send, I know a lot of games, they have a lot of tokens, they've got a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Durability is another thing you gotta think of if you're out in the sand. What do you think would be a good game or top three?
I would definitely say King of Tokyo has to be like a classic on there. We worked with Scorpion Mask to create Decrypto. Decrypto is really amazing as well. You play as spies, and then you have to guess each other's codes. The other one, I'd probably say like Bunny Kingdom. If we stay in the realm of Richard Garfield, then yes, I would say like King of Tokyo and Bunny Kingdom. If I had only one more non-King of Tokyo, I would probably say, if it has to be compact, maybe like one of our mini games. Sticky Chameleons is always like super fun. it takes the simpleness and it kind of makes it super fun for everybody. I would also do Ninja Academy. You're training to become the Master Ninja. So you're competing against one another, and there's a series of challenges that challenge your dexterity or your balance or your focus. It makes it really fun. If I had one bonus one, I like raids because it's got Vikings.
Oh, yes.
And long ships.
Yes.
So I'm impartial to that. I love that theme, and it's just like an amazing game to play. Yeah.
One last question before we step down and go through some of the games. What would be your top 3 favorite to play?
Meaning repetitively, like playing it all the time. I do love playing Decrypto. I love playing raids. And Bunny Kingdom. Okay. Bunny Kingdom's like
Decrypto, raids, and Bunny Kingdom.
Yeah,
All right, so we can go ahead and go through some of these.
Down from this tower.
So here we have a dino with really cute dinosaurs. We have a periwinkle one, an orange one.
So you're saying those are miniatures?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And you're saying this is part of the Loki line?
Yes.
So is that brand owned by Iello?
Yes.
Awesome.
Just learned that.
Are we going forward with this? Or should I start like the real thing? This is fun. What if we did? So you're saying that Loki, just from what I briefly remembered you saying, is kind of like the entryway brand for kids so that they can learn the concepts of tile placement, strategy, memory, what miniatures are, and learn the basics in terms of board gaming?
Yes.
How many players is SOS Dino? 1 to 4?
It's small print.
Wow, that's amazing. She's a wealth of knowledge. So is SOS Dino a press your luck kind of game?
It looks like it could be.
Would it be because of the bag here?
Of all the things.
Where you can pull out tiles?
Yes.
And strategically place them around the volcanoes?
Yes.
So I heard from a little bee around here that there are also meteorites that could strike and kill these dinosaurs or put them to sleep depending on how old the child is.
Yeah.
It's really cool that they get to play all the dinosaurs then.
Oh, yeah.
What is Troll and Dragon? Is it more like strategic placement and trying to gather resources so you can appease the king?
Yes.
And it's ages 7 plus, correct?
Yes.
And here we have Farmini, which, what's your overall take of the game?
So it's really fun. It has these farm animals.
So it's ages 5 plus from what I see on the box.
Yeah.
Monsieur Carousel. So that's this guy. And he is the carousel attendee. It's ages 4 plus. Is basically you are all, as children, going on the Ferris wheel. It's a memory game and also placement because you have to try to align the rays of sunshines here. Here we have 8-Bit Box, which is our gaming console. It comes with a bunch of controllers here, and then within there, you find all of the pieces that you will need to mark for values or the die that you need to play some of the games that are included within here. So 8-Bit Box comes included with 3 different games. So we have Outspeed. So Outspeed is one of our racing games. And so what you do is that you'll take the controller and you're program it according to what the actions are that are on the cards, and then you're competing against people. And it comes with these little miniatures. They're a little bit more like on the heavy cardboard side of things, very durable. And then you race up against one another, competing in different challenges, and also there's obstacles that come in the way as well. We have Stadium. You're in 2 teams, and you're competing against one another. So you can play 4 players or 6 players. It takes about 40 minutes to complete because there's so many challenges. It actually comes complete with fencing, boxing challenges, and again, you would program your actions and try to beat out your opponents as the cards are revealed. So we enjoy Stadium a lot. The last game that 8-Bit Box comes with is Pixoid, and that is a really cool retro style game. So the cool thing about 8-Bit Box is, you know, it's in the name, 8-bit.
Right,
so it's meant to bring you back to that nostalgia of like when these first games came out. And so we tried to really like capture the essence of that era. And in Pixoid, you're able to play as Pixoid and navigate around here and collect the sugar cubes. The other one that we have, this is a new expansion, 8-Bit Box Double Rumble, is more of like you're fighting bosses and you're trying to keep the streets free of thugs. And you have different stages stages, as in any fight, of course. So we have really cool elements to the controllers. You can program a lot of the functions here on the right, the left, and at the top. And the games themselves will tell you what it needs to utilize in order for you guys to achieve your victory points. And that is 8-Bit Box, and we're really excited to continuously bring out new games for it. It gets people really hyped about it. Kanagawa. Basically, you are an artiste in Kanagawa, and you have these bamboo kind of tiles, and you are trying to become a famous painter in this world. But the problem is that you have to lay out the tiles accordingly to develop this entire beautiful painting, and that is the purpose of Kanagawa. You have different elements as well that come into play, and different abilities based on how you lay out your grand painting. So Yokai, which actually is our latest expansion to Kanagawa. So in Yokai, what happens is that you have spirits that have entered the studio, and those are you guessed it, the yokai. And so in the beginning of the game, once you add the yokai extension, the yokai actually count for you. They're good spirits, but as you get towards the end of the game, they count against you. They turn. So you try to get rid of them. And so you're still, again, achieving the ultimate objective of becoming this amazing, famous artist of the world.
Okay, so coming up for Gen Con in August, we have Ninja Academy. Ninja Academy is a dexterity party game for 3 to 5 players. Takes about 20 minutes to complete. All of the players are ninjas in the academy trying to fight to see who is the best ninja of them all. The box has a little mini dojo inside that you can use the Meeple people to complete some of the tasks. So we have collective trials and then duels. This is a duel. Basically, 2 people are throwing the Meeple people up in the air and landing on the table. And you have to get 1 lying ninja, 1 planking ninja, 1 handstand ninja, and 1 standing ninja. You would grab 4 of them, toss them up. And so we have a planking, a lying, a standing, and then there's another lying, so we'll keep tossing him until whoever completes it first. It also tells you how many victory points you get associated with those. So it's just a fun party game, lots of interaction, different elements to it. There's a bunch of different cards. There's ones where you have to balance them on top of each other. You have to add them to the top of the card to see who can fit the most meeples on top, and just a lot of different elements. Yes, the newest Bruno Cathala game, Ishtar. Ishtar is going to be pre-releasing for Gen Con in August, and then coming out in October for Essen. It is the Gardens of Babylon. The story goes that there is a queen of Babylon who tasked a gardener to create these beautiful gardens in the desert. This, of course, is a very difficult task. So you and all the other players are tasked at creating the most beautiful gardens by collecting the gems to use to buy actions as well as trees to add up to your victory points and become the next gardener for the queen.
Again, huge thanks to iello for actually spending time with us. We got to know you guys quite a bit and a little bit of you guys' background, and then you guys showed us quite a bit of games. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Let's talk with Dayanna a little bit about Stack Up, what we're about. For me, and I know many veterans that are affiliated with Stack Up, gaming has actually meant a lot to us. So my question would be, for you personally, you don't have to dive too deep or anything, but what have games meant to you personally?
They're an escape. They're a way to get away from the realities of life and just be with people that you enjoy spending time with.
Gaming, has been a great way to just escape your everyday stresses of life, but also you can, especially at a place like this, you can kind of set aside your differences and play some fun games. So again, thank you so much for meeting with us. Forward to see what you guys do next.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks.
Have fun.